Hello friends, it's Mary back again here in my garden and sitting on my back porch with my little strawberry gnome friend. I got him recently, let's see, I think it was at Hobby Lobby, and it was just a joy to find another cute gnome. Well guys, today we're doing the second half of my backyard garden, a tour of the area and a close look at some of the plants. So I hope you'll enjoy this tour and come along with me. And if you have any questions about the plants that you see, please ask me in the comments below and I will be happy to answer them for you. So let's start the tour. Well friends, let's start right here in this patch of Monarda that has just started to bloom. I have buds on some of the other plants, but I love this purple color. Isn't it pretty? Another name for Monarda is bee balm, and it really does attract pollinators like bees and butterflies, and even hummingbirds. I highly recommend it. This is my raised bed right here where I'm growing some tomatoes and carrots. I have a pepper plant with supposed to grow yellow peppers, and then of course basil and parsley, and I need to buy a brand new dill plant. This one has died and looks awful, doesn't it? So I want to replace that. Over here on this side, I have some Solomon seal, which is a wonderful shade plant. It's a vigorous grower and it does spread, which makes me happy. And it does get little white bell-like flowers underneath the leaves in the early spring. Over here, you can see a view of my gate that I painted and my shed. I'll give you a tour of my shed on another video this year, this summertime, actually. On this pot here, I have some peppermint growing, which I use to make mojitos. Yummy. And then I have pots with various flowers that can survive in semi-shade. There they are. Over on this pot, I have some shade plants, coleus and polka dot plant, a white one. And then over here on this tree stump that I got from a friend who lives up in the mountains, I have some impatiens growing. It's not in bloom right now. The blooms all fell off, I think, before I made this video. And then, you know, for example, this is a nice shade plant called Jack Frost Brennera. It's great in the shade and has pretty leaves too. And then of course I have some hostas growing there as well. This is my globe blue spruce, which has gotten quite large over the years. I've probably had it planted here for, I don't know, at least 10 years. It really has spread, and I haven't cut it back because I like that natural look. Now over here, I wanted to show you, I have a mason bee house. I shared this in one of my thrift hauls videos, and I don't think I have any bees that have taken up residence in it yet, but I wanted to offer them a place to live. And guys, I'm going to show you a picture over here on the right of a typical mason bee that lives in the United States. They actually are native bees and they need homes too, like honeybees. So I wanted to offer this little home for them once I saw it in the thrift store. It's amazing. My Anthony water or spirea is beginning to bloom. Has lots of buds on it, and you can see the pretty pink color there on that one stalk. I love that plant. This path leads over to the right side of my garden that we're featuring today. And I do have some roses growing on my bush here. That makes me very happy. One spent bloom, but lots of buds, so I can't wait to see more of these pink flowers. They're so pretty. Over here in the shade is a native plant called lead plant, and it just hasn't bloomed yet. This is only its second season, but I have seen lead plant being tall as like 3-4 feet and tall and 3 or 4 feet wide. So I'm hoping it grows and continues to be healthy. Here is a sea holly plant, and it does have a bud on it. And guys, last summer there was a little baby plant and it got several buds, and the darn squirrels that hang out in my backyard ate the buds right off. Isn't that annoying? And then over here you can see my Joe Pye weed, which looks like it's wilting at the moment, but as soon as the sun goes down, these stalks will stand up straight. It's a native plant and it gets watered every other day. And here you can see the top of my fence. Well, of course, this summer we have a drought, and we had a winter drought as well. So fingers crossed that they grow to their full potential this summer. I love this plant, and it's another big attractor of pollinators. I recommend it a lot if you have space for it. Now over here you can see some bare ground that I have left bare because my yard was infested with pocket gophers this spring, and I had to call an exterminator to get rid of them. Not sure if you are familiar with pocket gophers, but they're very common here in Colorado. And then what they do is when they're digging their hole, a mound of dirt forms next to the entrance to their hole, of the little home that they're burrowing in. And that's how you know you have them. And they are very destructive to flowers. They are ones who eat the roots of plants, I believe. And so you really do have to get rid of them out of your garden. Over here you can see these pink blooms. These plants and the blooms are called wine cups. I just love that name for them. They open when the sun is out and close in the evening. And I have various plants and a lot of this variegated vinca vine that is spreading underneath this large muco pine. So, you know, they do well and fill in over there, so that's fine with me. I'm happy to have things filled in. Let's go up to that level. As you can see, my yard is tiered down into 3 different levels. It's a slight hillside. Here we have another one of my cute little gnomes. Isn't he a little cutie? Here we have some more bushes. Of course, I'm having trouble thinking of the name. You probably know it, but I'll put it up on the screen. More hostas because I have a lot of shade. This tree is a spring snow crab apple, so it provides a nice shady area here in my garden. So we have more hostas here. Now in the evening, the sun shines brightly here. So I was able to plant some petunias who do need sunshine in this pot here. And thanks to all of the drought situation we have going on in Colorado, many of my ground covers that I planted that are shade lovers here underneath this tree have been very slowly coming back. They really suffered from no water all winter. But hopefully we'll have some beautiful ground covers filling in here as the summer goes by. As I mentioned, this is my dining area. Love to have dinner out here. It's nice and peaceful. Over on this bed, I have lots of irises and a couple of pots. This vine is just so delightful in the summertime in a pot. It's an annual here in Colorado, but it's called Black-Eyed Susan vine is the common name. And I just have put in a couple of pots here and there to add more color, because as we all know, perennials don't bloom all summer. They have their blooming season and then they're done, like my irises. Here's the peaceful fountain that I have in my yard. And guys, I wanted to show you, there's a view of Pikes Peak, and as you can see, it looks very hazy. And that's because of the fires here in our state. And the prevailing winds blow the smoke our way. So it's not difficult to breathe outside, at least for me right now. But we really need some rain to put out these fires and help the firefighters. From my backyard, we've been having a lot of fires in Colorado because of the drought. So sad about that. People are losing their homes. It's a bad situation. Just praying that we don't have any coming close to where I live in town here. Let's take a look. This is a variegated red twig dogwood bush, which is so pretty. It likes dappled shade quite a bit. This little pot has this little guy in it that I found thrifting, found several of this set, thrifting, and grabbed them off the shelf as fast as I could because they look so darling in my pots. Well, here's a view of the yard from my back door. I like having different areas for sitting and relaxing and reading a book. Areas in the back of the yard, the middle, where that porch swing is on the left. And then, you know, a dining area, and of course my porch. If you're curious about my porches, I'll be doing a video about them coming up as my next video. So if you'd like to see what I've done with my porches this year, come on back. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel and This is Mary wishing you a very happy and fun 4th of July as we celebrate our 250th anniversary as a country. Everyone take care and happy 4th. Bye-bye.